I would like to release you, but I want you to be a success. That's the most important thing to me.
So do you want to know the truth of the question you just asked?
Yes.
If you release me without home confinement, you may as well leave me.
It does call the case of the people versus David Merriquin.
Buckle up, because this case is not your everyday courtroom drama. Today, we are diving into the hearing of David Merriquin, a man fighting for his freedom after months behind bars. From bond reductions to questions about his sobriety, to emotional testimony from his own mother, this hearing has it all. At the center of it, Judge Simpson, who makes it clear from the very start, success is the only option. But here's the catch. Can David really prove that he is ready for life on the outside, or will his own words sink his chances? Stick around, because in this video, you will witness emotional pleas, tense back and forth exchanges, and a shocking decision that could change everything for David. And trust me, you are going to want to hear the moment when he admits something so raw and honest. It flips the entire case on its head.
And good afternoon, Lord Deputy Assistant Public Defender. With on behalf of Mr. Merriquin, who is the right.
All right. Your name, sir?
David Merriquin.
Thank you. Ms. Shaggy, your motion.
Thank you, Your Honor. We are asking for reduction in Mr. Merriquin's bonds. I won't go into all the detail I did in my motion. I'll just mention a few things recently. Obviously, I know the court's well aware he's been in jail for quite some time. And the biggest thing that I wanted to highlight today are the changes that have taken place during his incarceration. I think one of the biggest ones is his meetings with PMH, his medication. He's now stable on his long-acting medication, injectable. I've been in touch with his sponsor and his parents, all of whom are very supportive. His sponsor told me that he has a great network of people. His sponsor's name is Patrick, and Patrick told me that both Patrick and Mr. Merriquin have a network of people, a sober network of people. There are meetings that I know Patrick attends at the Alano Club weekly. There are also Zoom option meetings that they've been talking about. I know Mr. Merriquin has interest in going to the Alano Club for the meetings with Patrick, weekly meetings. And the other thing that I just want to highlight, because I just spoke with his parents again, well, his mom again today, and his mom told me that she notices the difference in the way that Mr. Merriquin is speaking in terms of, ironically, his mom said that when he gets out, he needs to come up with a schedule. He needs to come up with, this is what I'm going to do today, and this is my business I need to take care of. And she's already been talking to him about that. And she told me that Mr. Merriquin is actually nervous about messing up, and he actually really wants to do what he's supposed to do. And she told me that that's a difference, because if he really is motivated and nervous and wanting to prove that he can do it and he will comply, she thinks that's a good sign. And so that's something she shared with me today.
This moment is powerful. David's own mother steps into the narrative, describing how her son is nervous about failing, how he finally seems motivated to prove himself. Now, in a courtroom, character testimony from family can go both ways. On one hand, it humanizes the defendant, showing they have a support system. On the other, judges know parents often see the best in their children, even when the track record says otherwise. But notice how the defense builds the case step by step. Housing secured, social worker ready, meetings lined up. They are painting a picture of structure and accountability. But ask yourself this: is this enough to convince you? Because remember, promises sound convincing in court, but history often repeats itself outside those walls. Judge Simpson is clearly listening, but he is not making up his mind just yet.
And she basically has been talking with him about that plan moving forward. He has a social worker at his apartment who I verified actually would come to him. So if he's released, I said, where would you absolutely need to go if you're released? And it's his apartment. His social worker could come visit, or social worker, caseworker, whatever.
Yes.
Yeah, would come to his apartment to sort out his housing issue, try to, get that payment, get that sorted out. And then that would be step one, and then the meetings, would be step two. But it does seem like he is in a much better place now than he was previously.
All right, and his housing is in place?
His apartment is in place. His mom was there this week, and yes.
All right. Response. All right. Samaritan, it's like you've been here forever.
I had to take a seat, Your Honor.
Yeah.
Take a seat.
Yeah. As Ms. Yagi was talking and arguing, and she was talking about the differences in you. A lot of times people think judges are sitting up here and they don't notice differences in people, and I notice a difference in you. There was a point where you came in, and I don't know if you recall this, you had actually been before me on something else. You then came before me that time. And I'll just tell you, you were in bad shape.
I've had plenty of time to stabilize on my meds, get right with my post-start program, and basically make myself fit for being on the streets. Because honestly, I wasn't.
Yeah.
I was right where I was supposed to be good.
Yeah.
And right now, it's like, I feel like if I'm released, whatever the conditions are, I'll be able to meet them because I'm competent and I'm sober, and I'm working a program.
All right. How many AANA meetings do you go to?
I prefer to go every day, but if I'm on home confinement, I could see shaving that number down just a little bit because it's kind of hard to get a hold of Mr. Casey every day,
Right.
I just kind of leave to go to my meeting or wherever I want to go whenever I can get a hold of him. So it's like, 2-3 times a week would probably be just as good as 7.
Well, maybe. Let me ask you this. Do you think you need home confinement?
Honestly, like,
David, be honest with me. I mean, here's what I want. I would like to release you, but I want you to be a success. That's the most important thing to me.
So do you want to know the truth of the question you just asked?
Yes.
If you release me without home confinement, you may as well leave me.
Gotcha. You know what? No, I know. And
I do plan on, if there were home confinement granted, to comply with it. To not tell Mr. Casey I'm going somewhere and then go somewhere else like I did before.
yeah.
Here it is, the turning point. David admits in front of the judge that without home confinement, he would spiral right back into failure. Think about that honesty for a second. Most defendants would insist they are ready to be fully free. But David lays it all out. He cannot trust himself without restrictions. That's not just honesty, it's vulnerability. And in a courtroom, vulnerability can sometimes be the strongest defense. Judge Simpson immediately catches it too. He points out that months ago David would have lied, but now he is facing reality head-on. This is one of those rare moments where a defendant's truthfulness becomes the very thing that shifts the judge's perception. So here is the question for you. Is brutal honesty enough to earn someone a second chance? Or does it just confirm they are too unstable to be trusted?
Okay. You know what?
I discovered that was not the way to go.
You know what, David? You just gave me the answer to whether or not I should release you. Because I'm going to tell you, if I had asked you that question before, you would have lied to me. You would not have been able to bring yourself to tell me that you needed that.
It was hard. It was hard to admit to
Yeah.
you and to myself.
Yep. All right. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to, and I'm going to do it this way, Michelle. I think it's probably going to be the best way to do this. I'm going to release a defendant on a PR. I'm going to sign an order for home confinement GPS tether. I will then set another hearing date, but what I want to see is after he's had a chance to talk with his mother, his worker, they go through details and kind of get himself adjusted. I want an order or something in terms of a plan for how he's going to proceed. Okay. I was just, I think we're setting an example instead.
That's correct.
Before who, me? No, Judge Freshour. Yeah, you're right.
Thank you, sir.
Perhaps we could sign me up for double duty
Perhaps
that day.
what?
Double duty that day.
Now we see Judge Simpson taking control of the narrative. He agrees to release David, but with strict conditions: home confinement, GPS tether, and a detailed plan. This is not blind trust. This is structured accountability. Notice the balance here. The judge acknowledges David's progress, but refuses to take unnecessary risks. In many ways, this is the justice system at its core. Second chances, but with safety nets to protect the public. And here's the clever part. By demanding a written plan from the defense, Judge Simpson forces David and his team to commit, in writing, to exactly how he will succeed. That means no excuses later. What do you think, fair deal or too harsh? Because for David, the stakes could not be higher.
You mean double?
Well, I'm in here for that. That comes to you.
Tell you what. Let's. Well, no, I get what you're saying, that David. David, we're gonna do something a little bit different here, okay? Because your exam is set for this Tuesday, all right? It's before Judge Freshour. What I'm gonna do is I'm going to adjourn that preliminary examination to October 1st, but also before Judge Freshour. So I'm not changing the judge on that, okay? In the interim, that's going to allow Ms. Yagi to get the information that I just requested to me, allow you to settle in, figure out how you're going to do things, and allow Ms. Yagi to get an order to me prior to that point in time. Okay? That sound good? So it's like double duty, like you said, but it's just.
Are you asking me if a PR bond and home confinement sounds good and then until October 1st?
Well, right. You'll be on that till October 1st, but Ms. Yagi's going to get an order to me that's going to sort of structure what you're doing in the interim. Okay.
Yeah, and as long as I can get hold of Mr. Casey to go to my meetings, I'll go to all of them.
Okay.
And if I can't get a hold of anyone, here's the catch. I'm not going to leave the house if I can't get a hold of them.
Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set your bond at a $25,000 personal recognizance bond, GPS, home confinement prior to release. Okay. So as soon as they can get that on you, so it may not be till tomorrow, but as soon as they can get that on you, they'll release you. Ms. Yagi, I would expect an order within a week or 10 days. Okay. And that way, see it. And in the interim, I'm sure counsel, they'll be trying to work something out to try to resolve the case itself. So this may all work out for you. Okay, David?
That's great.
And I apologize, Chairman, just for my clarification. So prior to the order, would Mr. Merriquin have permission to leave for a meeting, or does that not happen until I get the?
Nothing's going to happen until he can't leave for his meetings. You'll have to do them by Zoom or else until such time as there's an order in place which structures exactly what he's doing.
Okay. So
Okay.
we'll be in touch very soon. Okay. Thank you.
And I'll let Judge Freshour know I took one off of her. I don't think she'll be upset, but we'll see. Okay, so we'll adjourn it to October 1st, 9 a.m.
And there you have it. Judge Simpson grants David Markin release, but not without chains of accountability. A $225,000 personal recognizance bond, strict home confinement, and a GPS tether until his next hearing. This case perfectly shows the delicate balance between compassion and caution in the courtroom. On one side, a man struggling to rebuild his life. On the other, a judge determined not to let history repeat itself. The big question remains, will David finally prove that he can walk the straight path, Or is this just another chapter in a cycle of setbacks? Only time will tell. But one thing is certain, you just witnessed a raw, dramatic courtroom exchange that reveals exactly how fragile freedom can be. If you found this case as shocking as we did, make sure to hit that like button, share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more jaw-dropping courtroom breakdowns.